Cats are obligate carnivores, and in this video I am going to share with you some of the reasons why kibble is not serving your cat at all, and it is time to change. The very first reason is that it isn't biologically appropriate. Now let's think about it for a second. If your cat were left to their own devices outdoors, they would be catching small prey all day, every day. And that's what they are inherently designed to do. But kibble is the complete opposite. A small mammal is fresh, contains bone, contains organs, and this is something your cat would absolutely go for in the wild. Whereas kibble, it's dry, it's heavily processed, and it couldn't be any further away from their biological needs. Aside from the fact that kibble is the polar opposite as to what your cat would eat in the wild, commercial kibble is absolutely dismal for cats, and it's something absolutely infuriating. I mean, you only have to check on the back of any packet of commercial cat food and you will see natural flavors, you will see rice, you will see sugar, you will see dextrose, you will see caramel, and you will see wheat, corn, barley and soy. And if you ask me, those ingredients aren't very good for our cats. Why? Well, cats are inherent carnivores. They are obligate carnivores. So if you put any sugar, if you put any rice, if you put any wheat gluten in the food, that contradicts your cat's inclines. Talking about obligate carnivores, what would happen if we fed meat to a rabbit? They wouldn't be able to digest it properly, and this is the case for millions and millions of cats worldwide. They are being fed something that they cannot digest, they cannot process properly. If you give something that isn't biologically appropriate for a cat, that cat is bound to have problems at some point in their lifetime. That's why there's so many cats these days with health issues popping up everywhere, because the very nourishment we give our cats isn't very good. It's packed with things that they cannot digest and they cannot process, and as a result, millions and millions of cats are actually starving every day. Another very clear downside of kibble is the lack of moisture it contains. Think about it for a second. Cats aren't inclined to drink water whenever they are out and about. Water is something that tends not to be something they go for on a regular basis. And so they get all the moisture they need from the prey they catch. And so if you think about it, a little mouse will be roughly 70 to 90% water, and that will inherently be the main source of your cat's hydration. If you compare that with kibble, kibble will tend to be between 6 and 8% moisture, maybe slightly higher, but that isn't quite 70 to 80 to 90% like a small mammal. So if you feed your cat kibble 2 or 3 times a day, all day, every day, over long periods of time, guess what? Your cat's liver, your cat's kidneys and your cat's pancreas are going to be chronically dehydrated. They are going to be lacking in moisture, and water is absolutely essential, especially for cats, because they tend not to drink very much water at all. No wonder so many cats suffer from kidney disease, and this is something called chronic dehydration. And that alone, in my opinion, is one of the reasons why kibble is absolutely dismal for your cat. Another reason why kibble is so bad for your cat is their teeth. Periodontal disease in pets is absolutely rife. If you think about it, cats cannot chew food, and kibble is inherently designed to be chewed. Now, if we are analyzing our cats' mouths, they lack something called amylase, which is an enzyme that breaks down starches in the mouth. When me and you eat rice or bread, we can start breaking it down in the mouth because we have this enzyme called amylase. Now, cats do not have this because they are obligate carnivores. And so because your cat can't process starches in the mouth, any residue of starch is then going to rot your cat's teeth. And this is yet another reason why kibble isn't very good at all for your cat. Now, you do not have to get bogged down and you do not have to feel bad about feeding kibble to your cat. There are many options and opportunities for you to provide your cat with what they absolutely need. The first thing you need to do is read the ingredients for everything you give your cat. And if you see any of these ingredients, you should put them down. We do not want to see any of the ingredients that our cat wouldn't touch if they were left to their own devices. That is number one. Number two is we need to add as much moisture as possible in our cat's diet. Because in order for our cat's internal organs to function properly, we need to flush them with water on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And kibble is really lacking in this essential moisture. And the third thing you need to do is learn about cat nutrition and what the best treats and food are for your cat. And these will have the biggest health impact on your little kitten. Now, we have put together a list of cat foods that are good and bad for you to review and for you to consider. And guess what? If you do it properly, you will not visit the vet as often as other people who don't have this knowledge. Please let me know what you think, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.